Hello everybody, welcome back to our HTML and CSS tutorial. In the previous episode, we have discussed how to create a drop-down menu, and in today's episode, we're going to learn how to create a footer in a website. And this will be the footer we are going to be creating for today's episode. As you can see, it is just a basic footer with some text inside it. And the reason why I'm creating a footer in today's episode is that we have already learned how to create a navigation bar which is at the top of our browser, and now it will be a very good time to learn how to create a footer. So let's go back inside our text editor and start writing the code for our footer. First of all, let's start by creating a div tag like this, and let's just give a class to this div tag, and let's call the class of this div tag something like content like this, and let's just add a comment inside this div tag, and the comment should be something like our website content goes here like this, and let's just leave it like this. And let's come down right here and create our footer tag like this, footer like this, and let's create a div tag inside our footer like this, and let's give a class to this div tag, and let's call the class of this div tag something like footer content like this, footer dash content like this. And let's come down right here and create a paragraph tag like this, and let's just add some text inside this paragraph. Let's just say this is the footer content like this. And let's come down and create another paragraph like this, and let's just say contact us like this, and let's just add an email, a random email like this, example at email.com like this, just a random email since we're just only given an example. And let's create another paragraph again, and let's add that little copyright icon, this one. Let me show you this little copyright icon right here, this one. Let's add it, and it's just a special character in HTML, so you add it by typing, and then you type copy like this, and then you add a semicolon like this. This is how you add that little copyright icon, because now if you were to save it with Ctrl S and go back inside the page we're editing, let's close this one. If we were to refresh, as you can see, the copyright symbol like this has appeared. So let's just finish adding our copyright. Since this website we're creating, I'll just go with something like copyright of tech with Ismaeel like this. You can just add whatever text you want there, but I just prefer to go with tech with Ismaeel like this. You can add the name of your website, and let's just add some text like all right resolve like this, or let's say resolved as in past tense. And let's just save it with Ctrl S and go back inside our browser like this and refresh. As you can see, all the content we need for this footer is ready. So let's go back and style our footer so that we will make our content be at the bottom of our browser like this, and we will make it fixed in such a way that every time it will always be in the bottom of our browser. So let's just go back and write the CSS code for our footer. Let's go inside our CSS file like this, and today I think let me show you something new. Instead of always styling with a body tag, today let's style with all like this. And what this symbol means is that it is targeting everything, all the tags inside our website, because this style symbol like this means all. And let's assume we are just to first, let's start removing the margin. As always, I prefer to remove the default margin of a browser and set my own. And let's also remove the padding like this. Let's also remove it with 0, and let's also box sizing, let's make it border box like this. And the next thing is our content. That is the div tag we have created, and we didn't add anything inside it, like this. Content, let's target it, and for this div tag, let's just use something, one of the most important functions of CSS, and then we'll just go with minimum height, and let's calculate everything, and let's just say 100 view height minus 60 pixel, like this. What we did here is that for the minimum height of our browser, it would calculate 100 view height of our browser, and the 100 view height is from here, right here, to here. That is 100 view height. The way you can see everything right from the top to the bottom, that is 100 view height. And it will calculate the 100 view height, and then it will minus 60 pixel on that 100 view height. That is just what we did right here. So let's continue editing, and for the padding bottom, let's just change the padding bottom to something like the 60 pixel we have minus, like this. Because if now we are to save it to Ctrl+S and go back inside our browser, if we are to refresh, as you can see, the content has started appearing at the bottom, because it is now calculating the 100 view height from here right until here. It will only minus the 60 pixel we have removed. So let's go back and continue our CSS code. And the next thing we need to style is our footer tag, like this. Let's just target it with the footer, like this. And for the footer, we just need to first start changing the background color. And for the background color, let's go with something dark as usual, like this. And let's also change the color of our text. Since our background is dark, let's change the color of our text to something white. So since we are targeting white, let me just go with FFF, like this as usual. And the next thing is the padding. For the padding, let's just make it 20 pixel for the top and bottom, and for the left and right, let's just make it 0 for the left and right, like this. And the next thing is the text align of our content, and for the text align, let's just make it center for now. Since we're just given this as an example, let's just make it center. And for the position, let's make the position fixed, since we always want our footer to be at the bottom of our page. So let's fix it there. And the next thing is for the bottom of our footer. Bottom, like this. Let's just remove the bottom and make it to 0, like this. And the next thing is for the width of our footer. And since our footer is something that we want to cover everything at the bottom of our browser, let's just make it bottom to 100% width of our browser, like this. And let's just go with width, like this, and let's make it 100%, like this. Because if we are to save it now, go back inside our browser and refresh, as you can see, the background is covering all the way from here up till here. Right now it's covering the 100% width of our browser from here to here, and our content are at the bottom, like this. So let's go back and finish the remaining CSS code, because for now we're almost done with the code. The only thing we need next to style is our footer content. So let's target them with the footer content class we have created, and let's go with footer content, like this. Our footer content is a class, so we need to target it with a dot, like this. Footer content, this one. And let's just come down and add a maximum width, like this. And for the maximum width, let's just give it something like this, the width that our content is going to cover on our footer. And for the margin of our footer content, I think for the top and bottom, let's remove it with 0. And for the left or right, since we want the content to always be justified in the middle, let's just make it auto, like this. And I think the next thing, also the last thing we need to style, is also the footer content paragraphs. So let's target it with the class footer content like this, and let's target the paragraphs inside the footer content class like this. So for them, the only thing we need to change for them is the margin bottom. So let's just add some margin at the bottom like this, and for the margin bottom, let's just give it something like 10 pixel like this, and I think we're all set. So let's just go back inside our browser and refresh. As you can see, everything is justified and balanced. The margin between this one and this one is now 10 pixel, each and every one of them, and they are clearly justified in the middle. So this is how we create a footer inside our website. And don't worry, the reason why I just think creating a footer for this episode might be a very good thing is because we have been learning, or we have already learned how to create a navigation bar. So I think it will be a good time for us to learn how to also create a footer like this, since a navigation bar is the bar that contains some of the most important links of our website, while the footer is something that contains our copyright reserve, just like here, like this, and almost most of the links. Like, it's kind of like a shortcut, or let's say a place where you can find almost each and every link. It kind of gives us an easy way to navigate around our website. And even though this footer that we've created doesn't have any link right now, don't worry. I think by the time we reach episode 20, I'm planning on going for something a little bit challenging, for creating something like maybe a blog or a portfolio. I'm just thinking right now, or maybe you can just create a basic landing page just to give you a hint or a taste of what we've been learning so far in this tutorial. And don't worry, let's just stick to learning them in pieces for now. We are going to learn how to use them all together. But for now, this is how you create a footer inside a website. And this will be the end of today's lesson. I hope you guys enjoy. See you in the next one.